Welcome to Survivor NSFW, where we have a special celebrity Big Brother podcast. We are talking about 2 nights, not one, but 2 nights in a row. Last night, Jonny, Fairplay, which I'm looking at on my fucking monitor right now. We were supposed to do a podcast last night. He's like, Matt, and I was already kind of like, fuck. Because it was like 7 to 11. He was going to have his buddies over to watch this wrestling pay-per-view
The Royal Rumble. And I figured out, I'm watching the Royal Rumble. The Rumble went over, I think it went over an hour and 10 minutes. It ended after midnight East Coast time, which is ridiculous. No wrestling fan is sitting there going, if only this pay-per-view could be 8 hours, it would be, no one's, there was a 2-hour pre-show. The pay-per-view went 4 hours and then went an hour and 10 minutes over.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Put it this way. I look at it like this, Jonny. If I go see a band, my favorite band.
Favorite. Ever.
I do not want to see him play for 5 fucking hours. I'd rather him play like...
wants to see anyone do anything. My favorite porn star could be like, hey, it is just like, I'm done.
Right. Less is more in a lot of things, but you know what? Tonight, more is less because we are covering 2 episodes.
Hold on. So you're texting me. You're just like, so is your pay-per-view over yet? Is the Royal Rumble over yet? Who run the Royal? I don't care about who. Just are you done? Can we do the pod? And I'm just like, man. I'm just like this motherfucker 1 week ago tonight was just like, I hate this. It's killing me. But then. I played cat like I had the longest day of my entire life. I have Bible study from 5:30 to 7. Race home at 7:10. I start last night's episode and then catch up commercial wise, and then I'm on to tonight's episode. Then we interviewed Johnny Island, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Nitro, John Hennigan, whatever, John Morrison, whatever you want to call him this week. And then we do the Patreon Q&A, and then we're here doing this. But as I'm watching last night's episode, I'm like, I know why this motherfucker's so fucking gung-ho happy, because they do a heavy metal challenge. He's like, dude, this is my jam.
They do.
I want to talk about my shit.
They do. I know. I was pretty damn stoked. You know what I mean? So it was Sunday night. I actually watched the show last night. So we got Sunday night's Celebrity Big Brother, and tonight, which was January 28th, Monday. So we're going to start off with Sunday night, which starts off on day 10. Jonathan is gone from the house. And Ryan obviously knows, man, I'm a big target, but I'm going to have to just go after everybody.
He's out for revenge.
Yeah, it's like if I want to stay in this game, he's just taking that athletic mentality to the next level to try to.
And he's walking by, he's calling people. He goes, "The game starts now."
Oh yeah, he does.
It's like, dude, shut up, man. Like you know what you do when you have an alliance of 3 and a house of 12 or 11 because of whatever. Oh, you know what? Let's address the mooch real quick. So I haven't listened to other podcasts about this, but I've read tweets and stuff. So I think the general consensus out there was he knew he was going or felt he was going and didn't want to go, and it was a quit.
Well, here's the thing. I have not looked at any spoilers. I have not listened to anyone's podcast, but here's one thing, and I know you think I ain't buying it the way he went out, that he was this fake house guest.
No way.
Here's the thing, though, dude. I recall Tom Green was like, damn, like, is Scaramucci trying to become a comedian off of Scaramucci's random quotes he made throughout the time he was in the house? Tom Green said it, like, man, this doesn't really seem like him. He's trying to be like a stand-up comedian, right? Based on that and some other little innuendos, as you would say, I think it is a possibility that he could have been playing this up and playing this character and making these statements off of the preconceived idea that he was not a house guest. Now, I'm probably going to get a lot of haters saying, "Oh,
no way.
You're fucking stupid. That's wrong." But Who knows? I haven't looked on the TMZs and shit like that to see
Yeah, I
what
haven't looked at, but I just a lot of people are claiming it was a quit. He didn't want it labeled as a quit. Went to production, and they're like, here's possibly a way for it, because there's no way they do, like, even with all the twists, turns, and all that, they don't do back to back POVs like it was just a little forced. So a lot of people are thinking it was a quit. This was a way for him to save face. I think it's possible. He said he knew where the bodies were buried. Not those exact words. Don't quote me. And they were just like, all right, motherfucker, we're in the middle of a fucking presidential investigation. You're saying that? Come on out of the house. Let's talk.
Well, the reality of it is, I am not one bit disappointed that he is gone from the game.
No one is. I just wanted to do a little bit of house cleaning. That's it. Yeah, I could never say his name again and be. I mean, because I don't even think he's remotely news. But yeah. So he's gone. Jonathan's gone, and but once again, in a house with 10 people total, and you only had an alliance of 2. Because Joey Lawrence doesn't believe in alliances, so it couldn't be 3. I think Ryan's best move there was to make friends with people.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he decides, no, even though I can't be head of household, I am declaring war, and there is a possibility that I will not have the opportunity to play for Power of Veto, and he was not.
Yeah. Right. And you see, like, Dina was bummed she was out of the loop, and we see Tamar tells them it's obvious that Dina voted for Candy and not Jonathan. Dina was not going to vote for Jonathan based off of their previous friendship.
Yeah, because of Mean Girls.
Right.
I mean, like I just thought that, like, they're having the debate is just like, I wonder who did that vote. Do you think it was Dina or do you think it was Tamar? And it's just like, like we see Tamar using logic and saying, well, duh. I mean, this is a no-brainer,
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 minutes later, Tamar removes all logic from her body.
Dude. I tell you, it was funny because I noticed one thing is like Dina kind of totally dissed Eva Marie. Like Dina like walked in the room.
She got punked by a 52-year-old woman.
Yes, you're exactly right. And I thought it was cool that a 52-year-old woman is standing up for herself.
I think Dina is more of a, she's just like, look, you're not really a celebrity, Eva Marie. So I'm not taking this shit off you. I think that's where that move was. I mean, because, lover, hater, whatever, Dina Lohan is a celebrity.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's probably one of the most celebrity of celebrities in the Celebrity Big Brother house. You know what I mean? Like tied to all big time, stuff going on.
She's the biggest momager probably of all time.
Yeah, she is. She is the biggest momager. But so we then after kind of the dust settles from all that and
well, Joey did think that Ryan and Dina were throwing up the joy signal, and I don't think they were.
The color me bad signal.
Like, did you see when he was rocking the glasses and the hat, like,
dude, yes.
and the scarf? Like, yes. I just like this guy. I had no idea that I hated Joey Lawrence as much as I do.
I know,
but I do.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
He gets more annoying as the next these 2 episodes kind of.
Well, he's gonna sex progress. You up, as all Color Me Bad members do.
So we go, as you were saying a minute ago, Matt's gonna be stoked on this episode. Ryan comes out dressed in he looks like someone from Twisted Sister. It's obviously gonna be a heavy metal challenge. There's these big giant, hands doing what I do, throwing up the horns.
Yeah, that's all
And
right. So I have a question. So when we text each other a lot because we're always doing show prep and we're friends.
yes,
And like I'll give a thumbs up. You give the heavy metal sign, not
yeah.
not the hang. Is that on the the Apple emoji or emoticons, or is that a custom deal?
No, no, it's on there, and
Okay.
you can
I
do
I
it
I, I
different
lo-
colors of fingers. You can do, you know,
yeah, but the metal one is one.
the metal one is one. Yeah,
Okay, because
it's
I
a
thought it was just the hang loose.
nah, dude.
Or the I love you. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
hang loose. This is
right.
the I love you.
Yeah, this is the I love you. This is the
That's
Jimmy
the I love
Super.
you.
This is
That's the
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Superfly Snuka.
Roddy
This
Piper. Roddy Piper stole that
he did.
from Snook after he crushed the coconut over his head. He started doing that.
Oh my God, that's
Oh,
awesome,
it's so
dude.
great. So
Yeah, I've been throwing up the horns, dude. Being a fan of metal since, I mean, shit.
or the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, that's right. That's,
Hook 'em horns.
that's right. But dude, growing up, I had an older brother, and he listened to Metallica and Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, and I have, when I was 9 years old, dude, I have photos of me wearing Judas Priest iron-on shirts from the mall. And actually, I got a shirt right now that's like a takeoff on a Judas Priest.
Inspired.
Yeah, it is. It says it's called Iron. Like every year we do a benefit for our friend Iron Mike who died. So it's called Iron Fest, and my band always plays it. So this is an Iron Fest shirt, giving props to the mighty Judas Priest. So it's perfect that I'm wearing this shirt when we're talking about metal. So basically, this is like the Glam Rocks challenge. Okay?
The Glam Rocks. I like that they name their challenges. I mean,
do
because like
too.
because on Survivor, all those challenges that we see have names, and like sometimes I'll catch like a tweet from like John Kerfhopper, like the guy in charge of, and he'll be like the so and so challenge. I'm just like, oh man, I didn't know that, but they don't go out of their way to say the names. They do on Big Brother.
Oh, they do. They do. This is the Glam Rocks. And basically, all you got to do is rock out as long as you can. What you do is you stand on a little platform, and there's these giant, I don't know what they're made of, some sort of,
Like styrofoam.
yeah, foam kind of
Paper mache. They're paper mache products.
paper mache,
Or projects.
they're giant metal horns, right? And throwing up the horns, so you have to basically, the last person standing is the winner of this challenge. And they start throwing, it's not just like, let's say on a Survivor challenge where, someone stand on a perch,
Humidity.
heat and humidity, and maybe a bug here and there, and maybe they'll tempt you with food. They do some ridiculous things. These challenges I've obviously come to know from people tweeting me and whatnot. There's a ridiculous, different, fun, kind of not so serious vibe to these challenges. So they're standing up there, and then they have like they're playing like "Pour Some Sugar on Me" by Def Leppard or something. So they pour this like sugary stuff all over their heads.
Yeah. Did you hear Kato?
What did he say on that one?
Ugh.
Oh God!
They call him sweet and low because no one is equal.
Oh my God, dude!
I hate Kato. I mean, I honestly consider us friends, and I'm sitting there watching, and I'm just like, you know who he is? I figured it out tonight watching, and I don't know if it was from last night's episode or tonight's episode, but Kato Kalin is the not funny Mike Myers.
Yeah, I mean, that's the funny thing you say that, dude, is a couple nights ago, my kids never watched any Austin Powers. We watched that first Man movie about Neil Armstrong, and afterwards they're eating a little bit of snack, and I turned on, was it Goldmember? Austin Powers Goldmember.
Sure.
Seeing Mike Myers kind of for the first time.
I don't even think Mike Myers is that funny, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, dude, but yeah, Kato to me he's not he's not one ounce funny. He's not funny at all.
Well, that's why it's the not funny Mike Myers.
Yeah. So, the thing is, though, dude, he could go far in this game. So you might be, like, throwing something at your TV because I don't know. I think he's got more than meets the eye. So, here's the funny
thing. We also learned right after that line that Ryan likes heavy metals.
Yes, he does. He because he has
I thought
12 of them.
I'll give him credit for that. That one was good, but everything Kato throws against the wall, no.
Then we see Joey, who obviously was like at the beginning of the season was like wanting his own bathroom for God knows,
Yeah,
who knows what.
with the hemorrhoids.
They get shot out of these cannons with, it's pretty powerful cannons, but this green jello shot. It's like almost like a Gwar concert, right? They're getting,
or I would imagine the band Green Jelly, because they were Green Jello first, and they had to change their name because of Jello. Then they became Green Jelly.
That's right.
What was their big hit? I Hate Everything About You.
I don't know what their big hit was. I think I might have seen them a long time ago, but they were getting. Joey he made a comment that he was worried about his skin being stained.
Will this stain my color me bad face?
I mean, dude, I do not know what is up with that dude. I am not a fan at all. But we see that, as the challenge is going on, they keep doing these things.
So Tom, all right, so we get the sugar, we get Jello.
Yep.
Tom's out.
Followed by Candy, because she's got that apple bottom booty, and she says, "My booty up against this wall ain't gonna work," and she falls. Yeah.
So next we get cups of beer, which I think is great that they fucking came in cups.
I know. Yep.
Because they're just like, are they really fucking hitting them with cups of beer?
Yeah, and then Tom's like, "Hey, can I get one of those beers?"
Yeah, I love that. So I'm sitting there listening. All right, so I know they say they said pour some sugar on me. I don't know if they used the actual song. I didn't go back to rewind, but I know following that they played "I Want to Rock."
Yes,
which is that's Twisted's sister.
That's correct. Yep.
And then later we get "Nothing But a Good Time," Poison.
Yep. Good old Bret Michaels.
Both of those have reality TV connections, I believe. Wasn't Dee Snider on Celebrity Apprentice?
He was, and I used to. I a long time ago I watched Bret Michaels on his dating.
Rock of Love.
Yep, Rock of Love.
I dated a Rock of Love girl.
You did? Oh,
yeah.
Tell me about it sometime, Johnny. Was she hot?
Andy C. Yeah.
Wow. Hell yeah.
So, but this gave me a flashback to Big Brother, I believe Big Brother 7, or no, I think that was maybe Big Brother 8, Evil Dick's debut. Okay. Evil Dick would go on a rampage throughout the house and destroy shit. I mean, he was a bad guy. Yeah. He'd go with pots and pans and fucking pour. And as I said, he put a cigarette out on a girl. He poured a fucking pitcher of tea over this girl's. I mean, he was just a fucking menace. And when he would do his stuff, they would have this metal music that that they would play. So my manager also works with Ice-T. Mm-hmm. And he contacted Ice-T. He was just like, "Hey, you got this character on your show, Evil Dick, spelled Evel, not Evil."
The body count song.
Yeah, he's just like, he goes, Ice-T, he goes, we're ready to make a deal. There's a deal on the table. You can use this. And they did not want to use Evil Dick for Evil Dick.
Wow.
So, and one of the first people he met when he got out of the house, he got out, and then, we arranged a meeting with me and him and my manager at the Rainbow Room on Hollywood or Sunset or whatever, and we told, and he was so bummed. He was like, "They could have had body count for me." Yeah. It's just like, dude, we multiple phone calls. He was like, "Dude, how cool is it?" We're like, "Yeah, real fucking cool." That's why we're making the calls.
Dude, I love that, and I also love Ice-T's wife, Coco.
Oh yeah.
I follow Coco on Instagram, and sometimes I'll be looking through pictures, and Tess will see my phone, and she's like, "Who in the hell is that?" I'm like, "Who do you think it is? It's fucking Coco. It's Ice-T's freaking woman." But I want to. I'm flipping through here. If you're watching this, which you can watch all of Jonny, Fairplay, and I's video versions of our podcast. You can watch, if you're a patron, you can go to patreon.com patreon.com/Survivor NSFW. You can see all the bonus content. We do a Survivor watch along. Right now we're finishing up Pearl Islands. We do a Q&A every Friday. And we do a lot of fun stuff, including these celebrity Big Brother deals. We also do Cruising with a Castaway. And if you just kind of want to get some extra content and support what we do, you could do it through the Patreon or T-shirts, which you can get T-shirts where, Johnny?
At JohnnyFairplay.com, and with every T-shirt purchase, you get a phone call from me, Johnny Fairplay, thanking you for your purchase. But getting back to the Patreon real quick, it's patreon.com/Survivor NSFW. As you mentioned, you get the video versions of all of our podcasts, and also if you just want to throw something in the tip jar, like just doing the lowest tier, just as a thank you for doing the podcast. We appreciate it. So we are looking at tonight alone 3 hours of podcast, followed by the next 2 nights of podcast, followed by another podcast before the weekend. So feel free, patreon.com/Survivor NSFW, to throw a little bit in the tip jar. Greatly appreciated by your podcast bartenders.
And right now I am showing Johnny a ticket stub from Ice-T and Body Count.
Wow.
Cincinnati. It was $15, dude. February 14th, 1992. I was almost 18 years old. I was a senior in high school, and a chick that I went to school with got called up on stage by Ice-T. I don't know if anything happened afterwards, but yeah, Ice-T and Body Count. So
what did you think of the show? Were they good?
I love the show. I love the fact that it was you saw Ice-T's rap stuff and you saw Body Count. I liked it.
I had a friend of mine in high school. I loved Body Count in high school. They were one of my top bands. I just loved the energy and all that. And one of my friends who was a musician, he was a drummer and a really good musician. He was just like, "You like Body Count?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You shouldn't." And I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, "What's one of their main songs on their album?" I'm like, "I don't know." He goes, well, I mean, I know their song. It's just like one of their main songs is called Body Count. And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Metallica doesn't have a song called Metallica." Just saying.
It was cool seeing, the show. That's the only time I ever saw Ice-T and Body Count. The 90s were a great time for music, as you know. Johnny Fairplay's 45th birthday bash coming up soon. You can get tickets at Survivor Tix. That's SurvivorTix.com. For Johnny's birthday, which is when, Johnny?
March 13th is the party in Durham, North Carolina.
Cool. And then February 20th is the one coming up in my hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio. We're doing a cornhole event earlier in the day, and then we're doing a Survivor Edge of Extinction premiere party. So go to SurvivorTix.com to check out all those events. But without further ado, this challenge, as we see the apple bottom candy go out, Ricky falls next, then they get shot with white slime. And Johnny, I'm sure you've had your share of dozens, hundreds, if not thousands of shots of white slime all over the place in your life. What did you think of that twist?
I'm just happy to be on the giving side. That was I mean, for anyone that's never Googled the word bukkake,
do not, trust me, do not do that.
Oh, don't. Oh, all right. Well, I mean, if you do, you will see this challenge.
Yes, and Joey claimed, Joey's like, "I do not like to be wet and slimy." So first of all, we know this dude likes to have his own private bathroom because he probably has a bidet in his own house, right?
Well, Sam's Club has this bidet. It's $200 for this toilet topper, and it's got a built-in bidet, seat heater, light, like fan, like all this shit. And like I've been watching this motherfucker for like 2 months because it's at Sam's Club. It's gonna drop it. It's gonna make its way to the back.
Right.
The second that motherfucker hits $99, it's going to my house.
And I want to see a review of that shit.
Oh,
I've never
dude,
used a bidet.
I'll put that on Patreon.
Hell yes. So Joey does not like.
You'll see the biggest smile you've ever seen. I mean, I think I'd be good.
Yes, I love it. So here's the funny thing. So Joey's complaining about not liking to be wet and slimy, and Tamar she starts tripping, dude.
I was just crying.
She's like,
again,
God, drama central. I like Tamar. I really do. I could deal without her like crazy stuff. But
I would like to subtract the crazy. I mean, she's so easy. I mean, we get a reference early in the game. Was it tonight's episode? On tonight's episode, she's just like, look, I've seen Chicken George, I've seen Dr. Will, and I'm just like, oh my God, Chicken George has been I think he's been struck by lightning twice.
Wow.
Have you ever met anybody struck by lightning?
No, I have not.
If you met Chicken George, you would believe it.
Dude, that would suck, dude, to be struck by lightning. But yeah, I could deal without Tamar's craziness, drama. But Candy's kind of laughing at her like when Tamar is tripping. Dina falls next. Then they put this like cold spray on them, so they're freezing cold. And
I thought that I didn't like that part of the challenge because you never see the outside world in the house typically.
Right.
And the quote unquote roadies, I didn't like seeing them in the house with them.
Yeah, that would be kind of like seeing on Survivor or The Amazing Race production. It just kind of brings a not mystical vibe to it. So
I like them stuck in the house and just them stuck in the house. Yeah. So the visual, there was some
dreadlock person there. I was kind of like, who are these people? But Lolo starts worried. She's getting worried about the cold, but also worried about her shoulders giving out, which. She is an Olympic athlete. I give it to her. Maybe she doesn't want to risk, getting atrophy or,
Well, I mean, 2020, she's gonna be in Japan.
She can be in Japan for the is it the Summer Olympics?
No, 2020 in Japan. I guess. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not. I don't know if you know this, Matt, but I think you do. I don't watch the news. And I don't really watch the Olympics.
Yeah, I've watched some of the Olympics because of BMX, and freestyle BMX will be in the next Olympics, so I will be watching because there's actually friends of mine that will be in the freestyle version of the Olympics for the first time. But anyways, check it out, dude. Everyone's cold, and Kato and Joey are up there, and Kato is trying to tell Joey that he's going to be safe. Kato is saying,
let's make a deal.
Yeah, let's make a deal. And he's saying to Eva Maria that she'll be safe.
Eva Marie.
Yeah, Eva Marie. I'm sorry, that she'll be safe as well. So Kato's trying to. I give him props for trying to kind of pull stuff together and make deals with people. We'll see if it fizzles out or not. But at the end, Kato wins, and he is pumped to win. And as you say. He's been starving for camera time, and this is the perfect opportunity for Kato to be like, "I just won this freaking challenge."
Oh yeah, no, he's there. He wins HOH, and immediately Ryan is worried because he is an athlete.
Dude, I have that written down in my notes. He is an athlete, which means he cannot go home because he is the most athletic person in the whole fucking group. So
he is. And he offers an alliance to Kato, but he didn't. I mean, because you think he would have, maybe approached, Kato and said, hey, I got Joy, we're a package deal. But no, Joey doesn't do the alliance thing. So it's just like, you just got me. What do you think? You can either have me or the alliance that you already have that includes many more people than just me.
Right, exactly. So,
pretty good deal.
Tom Green's stoked to be working with Kato.
He is. And I'm stoked that whenever Tom Green's happy, I'm happy. It's like the world's a better place. Like when a story, there's a slight disturbance in the force.
Yep.
There's no when Tom Green's happy, the force is cool.
Yeah.
Like even Steven, all is well.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%, dude. So, we have Ryan, starts pitching himself to Cato. Cato's head of household, and Cato knows he's a threat, and he kind of says like, "Hey, I kind of want Ryan to be out of this game." It's kind of like.
Well, he's having the pitch meeting during a game of pool. So we're talking about if we were in the pool table, huge plus in the Big Brother house, correct?
I would say so. It's a gathering place and a place where you can just kind of like nonchalantly have conversation, kind of plead your case, socialize, and I definitely think that they put that in there in the house for that specific purpose. You know what I mean?
Would you be spending the bulk of your time there?
I mean, really, yeah. I mean, there's really no. I mean, you got the kitchen area outside.
I'm hoping they pull out like the infinity pool was fun for Ryan Lochte. I would like that to go away, and I would like the hot tub, and I would like the girls in the hot tub, and the boys with the girls. I would like to see people making bad decisions.
Oh yeah, I would too. I say they get rid of the infinity pool served its purpose with Ryan's swimming.
And they usually have the pool table outside too, by the jacuzzi.
Okay, well maybe they'll be doing that. So the one thing I find is that we find out that Cato is constipated as hell. So we see this scene, dude, where Ricky, who the former NFL football player, is doing this Chinese medicine shit, and he's like, "Hey, I can help your constipation." So he literally.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna massage his prostate.
I didn't know what he was gonna do.
I think that, and I think that's what Cato was hoping he was gonna do, because he's just like, I mean, maybe we go to a bed and there's pillows and and my pants come down and here's my butthole. I mean, it's like and Ricky's just like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bizarre. He's just like rubbing his stomach area, and he's trying to soften up the shit for him to go to the bathroom, which I don't think actually works. But then, finally, like Cato, and I don't know if this is like played up for TV.
I think just Cato trying to get more airtime.
I do too. I thought that. So Cato basically is in the middle of a diary room session, and he's like,
I bet he wasn't even constipated.
Nah, why would you go on TV to say you're constipated? Dude, I've been constipated.
I think this guy wants the airtime so much. Like, I think he heard Ricky mention that he does, massage stuff, and they're just like, like massage. And he's just like, no, I've learned like techniques, like, say like, your back's hurt or like you're constipated. And I think like the gears start going in Cato's mind. He's like, ooh, if I say I'm constipated, they'll do this segment, and then I'll run from the diet. Like, I really think this guy wants fucking camera time so bad.
I would love to know if that's the truth, because I would not want to tell America that I was constipated and see another dude rubbing my stomach to soften up my feces to where I could sit on the toilet and have a fucking shitgasm. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think a logical person would not, and I think this guy is so starving for. I don't think we're like.
What is Cato doing, Johnny, right now? Okay, Cato's on Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah,
he happened to be at OJ's house when that whole shit went down. That was fucking years ago. Yeah. So what has he been doing? Like, how does a dude like that make a living? That is just like beyond.
Oh, he does on True TV. They have like World's Dumbest Criminals. I think he's like one of the panel people for that and stuff. Okay. He's like he used to do the I think he did the VH1. I love the '80s. I love the '90s. Like that.
So he has these hosting gigs and
the same shit that they call me for. I mean, like everything that I'm just like, I've done that. I've done that. I haven't done the criminals, but I've done some other True TV thing.
Well, more power to him. Cato starts talking to
and he also
Ricky.
does the Winter World conventions and signs autographs, which I also do.
Right.
That's how but I'm friends with the guy, and as I said, he's a very likable guy and a very nice guy, and I would consider him a friend. But it's just really painful watching someone just starving for like just like it's just like dude, just relax.
Oh yeah, yep, I hear you. I mean, we see him like as he's getting the shit massaged out of him. He's talking to Ricky about Tamar and claiming about how messy she is. Right? Was she overly messy to you at this point? I mean, what was she doing that was so messy? Just not cleaning up the kitchen?
She
And
wasn't cleaning it. Like I like I've cooked with people in my past,
yes,
and I like a cook that cleans as they cook.
right, yeah,
But I currently have a situation where I don't live with someone that cleans as they cook, but they clean after they cook, and
yeah.
I don't.
Well, on
The
Matt Bischoff and Johnny Fairplay's Cook Off 2000 on our Blackstone
hashtag
griddles,
exactly.
hashtag Cook Off 2000, where Johnny and I do these like little battles.
Yep.
I've been cooking a lot, dude, and I as soon as everything's done, like Tessa will start doing the dishes while like if I'm like, hey, if I bring out a bowl of chicken and I put the chicken on the griddle to cook,
Yeah.
I take that bowl in real quick and then get that going. And we have a dishwasher. We use a dishwasher, but
Sure.
I can't stand having dishes.
But I mean like you can like you pour the chicken on the griddle, and do you just rinse it in the sink and then put it in the dishwasher right then, or at the end of like after dinner you look in your kitchen and it's fucking destroyed from cooking?
No, it's not destroyed.
You clean as you go.
Yep, and the only thing afterwards. Here's what is my spatulas and shit because I
Yeah.
use those last, and then the
Sure.
dinner plates. But anything
I went
previously,
two spatula ninja.
oh yeah,
Yes, you-
that's right, that's right. So dude, Kate is talking about
Yeah. But
Tamar
that's
being-
what he's pissed off. Like she doesn't well, she doesn't clean as she goes, but she doesn't clean afterwards. She's like, look, if I fucking cook, you fucking clean.
yeah,
I ain't your fucking maid.
right,
And I get that, but at the same time, but like if you're cooking and like you're cooking for yourself, then you got to clean for yourself.
yeah. Oh yeah. I agree, man. I agree, and Dina's kind of pissed because Kato's not having his like she is kind of like freaking out, and Ryan, who's the biggest threat. I mean, at this point, man, I think getting out Ryan would be the smartest move if I'm in the game of Big Brother versus the game of Survivor. A lot of times in Survivor, you want to keep the strong players around at the beginning so you can win challenges and win immunity. This is a totally different game, which I'm learning kind of how it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you said a week ago, I was like hating life, and now I'm like all enthused about
Yeah,
talking
I'm
this shit.
like, what? You mean it's not on tomorrow? That's some bullshit.
Well, I could take a break, man.
I'm
we've
good.
Been,
Yeah.
we've been doing
But we fast forward to 3:40 a.m. and Lolo is back from her conversation with Dina, and she's like, "What happened?" And she told her, and it's pretty. I thought it was so. Well, they come in the room and then and she's like, we'll talk in the morning. And so in the morning, Tamar is like, what happened? And and I thought Lola was pretty honest. She was just like, well, Dina was mad because she talked to Kato before the ceremony, and we see footage 3 hours before. She's just like, look, I don't know, do what your heart tells you, blah blah, blah, and that's and Tamar goes, she's lying. And she was like, well, I don't think she's lying. But what does it fucking matter?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. This is the unnecessary drama, dude, that I'm talking about.
But I I blame Tamar 100% for this fight. But for it's just like she's lying. But there's still some fucking fault on Lolo. For it's just like, all right, if she's gonna just like I know when people hit your last nerve and you got to get it out, but at the same time you can't fix crazy.
No, you can't. And yeah, Lolo actually calls Tamar a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Well, bitch, I'm right here.
what's that? Yeah. And Tamar, Tamar is not fucking stoked, and Tom Green goes in to talk to Tamar, and Tamar's like,
He
I'm
comes in,
packing my shit.
Tom Green with damage control. How great is that?
It was great. And Tamar says,
He's like,
I'm leaving.
Yeah. He goes, you changing rooms? She goes, I'm changing rooms to my house.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you think she was definitely 100% serious, going to go home, just leave?
I think.
Or do you think it was just a play?
I think if Lolo hadn't have come back and smoothed things over, I think she might have. Like, and that part of the episode, I liked Lolo a little less in that she kind of admits that she came to the house for therapy to some degree.
She needs therapy, according to what you see on TV.
Yeah, and when I go to do a show like that, I go to win money.
Right. Yeah.
So
going on a show I wouldn't go on a reality show for therapy or to solve an issue.
Well, go do celebrity fucking what celebrity rehab or one of like Big Brother's not where you. Big Brother should be the last place you go for therapy. Right. I think.
Yep. No, I agree. Yeah. So Lolo then she goes in and she does apologize to Tamar about her behavior, and then. It's all hunky-dory for the time being. We'll see what happens in the future with Tamar and Lolo. But
I think he was a little more heated than he showed because, as I said, slipping through my Twitter feed was that Lolo was out of the game for punch. So I think they had to pull Lolo away for a little bit to kind of calm the situation a little more than was shown on TV. I think production did get involved to some degree. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading into the because when I see a tweet, I'm just like I'm not trying to read this, but I read enough that it's in my brain. Right. So I think that it was a little more escalated than what we saw, but they don't want to show production intervene. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I dreamed all of this. I don't think so. But from there we go to the keybox thing. I think the keybox thing is lame. I've always thought the keybox thing.
I mean, it's a little hokey, but I think hokiness is part of what Big Brother
is.
Like, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we go to this.
So you don't have a problem with the keybox?
I mean, dude, this is also new. I mean, it's cheesy.
Usually they have a big circle thing with everybody's key, and they come up and they'll unlock and they go, "You are safe," and then they'll do the next one and it goes, "And you are safe," and it's like, ugh, go fuck yourself. I don't.
Yeah, we'll see. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, tweet us and let us know: are you a fan of the key deal or are you not a fan? So we go to this nomination ceremony and Kato nominates Tamar and Dina. He then explains his reasoning. His reasoning for Tamar, is all about her messiness. He doesn't want to be her maid.
Well, she mentioned she want to go home.
What's that? And she mentioned, yeah, right. And
because I don't know if you caught the 10 minutes leading into the whole keybox thing, but she wants to go home. Yep. And that's all she has said for the 10 minutes, which, is probably edited down from 8 hours.
Right.
That she wants to go home.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And
we've also found out that she doesn't clean because she says she doesn't fucking clean.
Yeah.
So, and she's not really that confrontational a person.
Oh, God, dude.
But but I learned that from just watching the show, she did say she wanted to go home. She doesn't fucking clean, and she is the most confrontational person on the planet.
She is the most confrontational person on the planet. Okay. Everyone kind of thinks Kato's speech. His speeches just were kind of dumb. They didn't really.
I thought they were logical. He's just like hey, Dina, you rooted against me in the fucking head of household, so I put you up. And Tamar, you mentioned going home. You don't clean, and I tripped on a shrimp today.
Right. So we see them. We see them going up, and that was kind of the end of Sunday night's episode, and we go directly to Monday night's episode. Starts off on day 13. Damn, 13 days in the Big Brother house. Johnny, I don't know about you, but it's time seems to be going fast. It seems like they haven't been in the game in the house that long, but damn, we're already on to day
It's
13.
4 days from the last eviction, so that's a pretty quick turnaround. So
Yeah.
these guys, it's and these episodes like this where you have the power of veto and the eviction and all that, just bam 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 bam. It makes for a fun quick hour television,
Oh
and
yeah.
these are the episodes that I really like.
Oh, tonight's episode, which is, we're recording this on a Monday night. We're going to get this up later. I loved tonight's episode. So Kato, he has Dina and Tamar kind of up for eviction or on the what's the correct terminology?
They're on the block,
They're
but
on the block.
but they both appear at the beginning of the episode and then later. They're ultimately just pawns.
Yeah.
And the real plan is to backdoor Ryan.
Yeah, backdoor Ryan, which I think is the wisest move in if it's a perfect scenario where he does not win any challenges and so forth. I think, him being the threat that he is and the dumb that he is, which we continue to learn episode after episode of how just I think he spent more of his childhood in the swimming pool, which is totally fucking cool. But I think he spent a lot more time swimming than he did learning.
Yeah, you don't win 12 gold medals by reading books.
No, you don't. You don't.
So,
Kato,
unless you're reading books about swimming, but even still, I don't think that.
No,
that
no, you're right. So he's wanting to backdoor Ryan. Tamar and Dina are not. They're not happy with Kato, and Tamar starts getting into it with Kato.
Well, her kids are off limits.
Dude, she thinks he's being sexist. She thinks, she's mentioning his, don't mess with my kids. And she's throwing a fucking fit. And, dude, I did not take it as a viewer that Kato was doing anything but, hey, I got to nominate somebody here.
Yeah, and I'm just giving reasons. I tried to pick the kindest, nicest reason, because he is a nice guy, despite his grasping for airtime, he is a nice person and a genuine person.
Yeah, and we dude, we're not in the freaking house, so she could have been talking about her kid a million times to Kato that we may not have seen.
The only thing he's just like, he goes, you keep mentioning that you want to go home. I'll send you home to your kid.
Right.
That was it.
There's nothing
and
bad
her
about
kid
that.
is not. Which kid is it? Is it her kid or Candy's kid that wasn't a good singer that we learned in the first episode?
Dude, I think it was Tamar's kid. I think.
Okay, we'll see. I don't know why she'd be in a hurry to go back to her kid that's a bad singer.
So
you know what? Tonight was SWV in Durham. I missed it.
Oh, really? Shit. Yeah. Well,
tomorrow's Aziz in Raleigh. Should I go see Aziz?
Dude, all I know is Wednesday is Metallica in Cincinnati, and I have a friend asking me to
tonight
go.
was Metallica in Raleigh.
Really?
I missed
Oh,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah. Wow, damn.
Yeah. Are you going Wednesday to see Metallica?
I doubt it because I have a schedule with you to do a fucking podcast, but we'll see. I may go and then do one late. I don't know. The last time I saw Metallica was in Detroit, Michigan. They did their own festival called Orion Fest, and my friend John Garcia, who sang in this band called Caius broke up. Queens of the Stone Age was born out of that whole deal. John Garcia's band Vista Chino was playing the side stage at Orion Fest. And since Tess and I were at Orion Fest and had, full access hanging out with John, we got to watch Metallica from the side of the stage with all these VIPs. So,
wow.
Free side of the stage Metallica versus paying $200 for nosebleeds. Yeah. I kind of just might want to keep that memory of Metallica the last time I saw them the way it is. But
and similarly to Orion Fest, my favorite constellation is Orion's Belt.
Oh, really? Cool. Hell yeah. Right on. Well, you learn something new every day when you listen to Survivor NSFW.
And also, me and Ricky Williams are both Pisces.
That's awesome. So,
I also learned coffee is a lot of fun.
Yes, dude. Tom Green's song. It was great.
That's my favorite part of the episode.
It reminds me of
coffee.
Yeah, dude. And one thing I know is Joey actually. So after Tamar's kind of freaking out on Kato, Joey was defending Kato, saying, "Dude, you're not sexist. Just leave this alone. She will calm down. Because to me, like I said, he did nothing. He did nothing wrong.
No. So, but you got, you have to worry. If you're a Cato, like, the eyes of the world associate him with a very bad situation.
Right.
He's the lovable, funny anecdote from that situation, but he's still associated with a racially, fueled, situation. So I understand where Cato's like, no, don't, like I have this thing going. Please don't add sexist to this.
Right. And the thing is cool. I think Cato kind of diffused the situation as best as possible. He did, like, my personality, I'm super easygoing, dude. But if you really push me to a point of getting really pissed off, I will fucking go off the handle and go on a fucking tirade, right? So I probably would have been like, said things I shouldn't have said to Tamar, like, defending myself, like, dude, but he didn't.
I don't think so. I think Tom Green puts his arm around your shoulder and walks away. Like, that would probably. I don't. For me personally, I think I would be pretty like, be like, hey, Tom Green's putting his arm around my shoulder and talking to me. This is pretty cool.
Well, the cool thing is finally Tamar, I think, came to her senses and sits down with Cato, and they have like a civilized conversation.
Yeah.
And she forgives Cato, and Cato, he's like, look, I meant no disrespect talking about your kid and you wanting to go home to your kid. I'm saying that with the utmost respect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like one of the things when I was on Survivor is missing my family. So he was not doing anything bad. So, and then the cool thing is I'm liking this new alliance, actually, besides the fact that I don't like Lolo. Tom presents a plan for a Final Four alliance between Lolo, Natalie, Eva Marie, Tom himself, and Cato. What do you think about that Final Four idea?
Well, you know the name of Cato and Tom's alliance.
Refresh my memory.
Tomato. That's courtesy of Twitter.
Oh, it's awesome.
And what was the one people were hoping for? Lolo. Lolo and Dina. If they were to form an alliance, that would be Lolo Lohan. That would be a pretty good one too. So this, we don't have a name. We've just been told that it's a Final Four deal with Cato, Tom, Eva, and Lolo. I like it. Eva has stayed consistently pretty hot. During the game. Lolo, she's a two-faced sometimes, but I'm still in. Personally.
Yeah, I mean, I dude, like I said, I'm not here to bully people. I'm not a giant fan of, I'm not a huge fan of shitloads of foundation and crazy makeup, right?
She has a lot.
She does, because you'll see her face in once it's like total bronzed and then white and this and that. Like, I don't get it, but it's her steez. You're on national TV. I'm not in her shoes, so I got nothing to say. But Lolo, just in general, like this Final Four alliance, I kind of like the Tom and Cato vibe. I really do. We see Ricky being a ghost this episode because he's literally hasn't been on this at all.
Yeah.
You have Joey Lawrence.
I mean, I guess Ricky sleeps a lot. Or
I guess, dude. I mean, you have Joey Lawrence, who I don't care about.
It's not the worst strategy in the world to separate yourself from the drama.
No, you're right. You're right. It's flying under their radar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of talking about Ryan being this biggest threat. Okay, and this is what I don't understand. If you're sitting there talking about a Final Four and you're like in this little area, wouldn't somebody out of the four of you make sure that the person you're fucking talking about is not peeking through the fucking door behind you?
That seems like another Eva Marie mistake.
It does.
Like I would imagine Eva Marie was probably the last one to walk out and didn't shut the door behind her.
Yeah. And they start talking about backdooring Ryan and the final four, and then he sees it, so he knows what's going on, right? He
Yeah.
knows, and he talks to Joey about this.
And Joey goes, "That's it. It's they're after us. It's me." And I'm just like, "You have no alliance with anyone. No one's coming after you.
Yeah,
You
I
have an
know.
alliance. Like I don't even think he's in an alliance with Ryan."
Dude, yeah, he starts talking about his OCD and how he wants to pack his bag if he knows he's going to be going home. And dude, like he's got the whole color me bad.
And it's like
the
you're no
eyebrows.
threat. Like yeah, you have Ryan, who is the biggest threat there physically, and you have Joey, who is he's not really a physical. Supposedly he can do one arm push-ups, but he's not really trying in any of the competitions, and he's in an alliance with no one,
No.
literally no one.
Yes, he's just a body there in the house. Like that, there is no possible way he's going to go far into this game. He's one of the most unentertaining players, and as you said before, his
Paycheck.
agent probably said you're going to be on this TV show. But if I was in there, I'd be trying to make the most out of my time. But we know that he's like OCD. We know he's a germaphobe. He's just a fucking weird dude. So we go to this Power of Veto competition, and it's
Worldwide rollout.
Dude,
Another name. I
that's
like
right.
the names.
I do, and this challenge is like the most simple of challenges. We have Kato, Tamar, Dina, Tom, Eva Maria, and Joey. Okay,
Eva Marie.
I keep saying Maria. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
You're thinking
of
Ave Maria.
I am. She's on
Will
my,
be joining me May 1st at Busby's West in Santa Monica for the live Survivor NSFW viewing party and podcast. That's May 1st. Tickets on sale next week
right.
at survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com. I'll be there with Ave Maria. How
Yeah,
cool is that?
she's awesome, dude. I don't know if have you met her before?
We've talked on the phone a few times. I don't think we've ever met.
Yeah, she's super cool. Like I got to hang out with her a bunch at the Caramoan finale, and she came over to the hotel, had dinner with everybody, and
Is she on your season?
no, she was not on my season. Nope,
Okay.
nope. She was on prior to mine, but she was hanging out because she lives there. Philip Shepard lives in Santa Monica. You need to get Philip and Nina.
Nina's coming.
Yep, Nina's coming. I saw that on Twitter, and I think a couple other people might have said to hit them
Bruce is coming. Rhino's coming. I'm shocked. I haven't heard from Bob Dog yet. I would imagine Bob Dog is going to be there. So,
Oh,
but
yeah.
go to survivortix.com. That was May 1st.
Yeah.
And man, I'm so excited. These things, April 10th in Baltimore with Wendell. Talk to Wendell over the weekend. He's pretty jazzed about this. I mean, it's
Hell yeah.
it's gonna be a fun deal, man.
Hell yeah,
So-
yeah, right on, dude. So we got this challenge. It's like a big giant Earth, and you got to roll a ball, and there is like these like lanes that from like 1 to 100 million,
What?
right? So
Yeah. Did you get the feel? Like I felt like I was watching like Price is Right.
yeah,
It's almost like the Plinko deal,
Right,
and
oh,
then
yeah.
once you got your number, you stand there kind of like the wheel on the showcase, or not prior to the showcase showdown, they have you under the thing,
Right,
It's
right.
just like 35. Will 35 hold up? That's a pretty good first.
Yeah, yep, it was. So Tom, he throws the first ball, gets 35 million. Then you got
Everyone else throws theirs off.
everyone else.
Except for
Everyone else,
Tamar.
except for Tamar, and it's a shootout between Tom and Tamar, and Tom wins with 70 mil. He had the best strategy, I think. And so Tom,
Well, I think his height helped him, or height, as I would get it wrong, just like athlete Ryan would. So, but I think he used his height on the or height to his advantage
Yes.
on that second toss.
Yep, I do too. And I think he learned from the first toss, kind of how it goes, and watching other people. So Tom Green ends up winning the Power of Veto. So congratulations, Tom Green. And basically, we go into this Power of Veto ceremony, if you will.
Yeah, and Joey's pretty convinced that it's going to be him for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, yeah, I don't get it. He's convinced it's gonna be him, and
It's not.
Tom. No, so Tom Green, unlike Ricky Williams, Tom Green actually uses his power of veto, and he gives it to Dina, and because we get Kato is the head of household, and he is now, since Dina is off the block. Kato gives this like crappy speech again of why he's picking.
Well,
Ryan.
he's doing jury management at this point.
Yeah, he is doing.
So because everyone gets to vote on who gets the $250,000.
Okay, so his terrible speech, he ends up nominating Ryan, which was their plan from the get-go,
Sure.
was to backdoor Ryan. And the cool thing was, dude, is I didn't know how this was going to work, because last week when we watched, every night I'm like, oh my God, we got to wait till tomorrow night for the ceremony or whatever.
Nope.
Well, this was a live eviction, and that's a little bit ago when you were saying like this episode is great because there's so much going on. And
Oh, they have episodes where they have 2 evictions in one episode.
wow, that's
Like
crazy.
the show will start, with like the power of veto and then an eviction. Then they'll have a head of household, a power of eviction, and an eviction all in 1 hour.
Damn,
It is fucking crazy.
dude, that is crazy.
It's a real that is an adrenaline rush.
Dude, hell yeah. So we go right to this
Are
live.
you pumped just thinking about it?
Dude,
You're just like, dude, that's the shit I want to see.
no, it is. It is. I was pumped that I did not have to fucking wait for the next episode for this shit, because it just makes it jam packed with like stuff going on, right? So Tamar, she starts giving a speech because she's on the block. She starts kissing CBS's ass. The producers are great. She's shouting out to all the production crew, which I get it, but I think she has ulterior motives. Like, hey CBS, I love you. Thanks for putting me on this show. If for some reason I go out tonight, keep me posted for another CBS reality TV show in the future.
Sure would like to do the Amazing Race.
Yep. Maybe with her son or her child. I don't know if it's if it's her son or daughter, but maybe that's the case. But she's giving CBS props, and then Ryan gives his speech, and he's just giving the no hard feelings, man. Like,
all good. I know I'm out.
Yeah, this is a game. We'll be friends, and so they go to tell us live who they're going to evict, and it's a 6-1 vote. Joey is the only one that said Tamar. Everyone else said Ryan. Ryan was the biggest threat, and I think Ryan's biggest downside. Ryan's out of the house.
Well, hold on. So when I saw this go down, I wanted to give you a heads up because they're kind of cool at this sometimes. So Julie goes with a vote of 6-1. Ryan, you are out of the house. Sometimes she'll do the with the vote of 6-1. Tamar, you are still in the house. She'll do that.
Oh, wow. Dude.
It's pretty cool.
That is cool, dude. Hell yeah.
So just wanted to give you a warning in case you're watching like, what the fuck? Oh.
Yeah. So
There you go.
I think so. He exits the house and goes right into his exit interview, right? And his exit interview was just as bad as him trying to read off a cue card. It's
probably my least favorite one thus far.
Yeah, he just not.
Well, I mean, I guess it's only been. I mean, like and in the history of celebrity, like including last season too, he just is like, eh.
Yeah, and I think his main downfall was he comes into the game not knowing how the game is played. That's red flag number one. Then he lets Jonathan, who was voted out first, he was letting Jonathan be the puppet master and make all of Ryan's decisions on what to do.
Alienating his friend for years going into the house.
Right. I mean, dude, here's the deal. If I'm friends as a BMX bike rider, right, if I'm a lifelong friend with a BMX rider, I'm going to stay loyal to that dude more so than anyone else. Like, if me and you go on Survivor together, most likely me and you are going to be in an alliance.
Yeah.
Or you
Well,
and
I mean,
I.
like,
Sorry, my English.
like earlier in the episode, they Eva Marie and Lolo were offended. It's just like, why did Dina vote uh vote to keep Jonathan? And it's just like, like that didn't show her loyal. Like she should have been loyal to the vote. It's just like, hey, she's been friends. She's known this kid for years. She's a surrogate, on-set mother.
Right.
Like, you should be more disappointed in her as a person if she had voted against him.
Right.
Like
right.
that just shows what kind of person and integrity she has.
Yep.
So and it also shows what kind of what kind of integrity, like when Ryan had the chance to backdoor Lolo, she gave a last minute appeal. It's just like, hey, like, aren't we Olympic friends? And he's like, yeah, and he pulled her off, and he didn't backdoor, and the situation reverses itself, and Lolo's like, psh,
Yeah.
get him out. I'm in this alliance with someone that I didn't think was cool enough to talk to me 4 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, Ryan's biggest mistake was letting Jonathan tell him what to do, not sticking with his Olympic counterpart, Lolo, from the get-go. And he's paying the price. He's out of there. So well played by everyone involved. And it was funny. He claims that swimming is easier than Big Brother.
There you go. So, and we see Lolo crying afterwards, basically like why did he have to play the game not with me? And then we see Joey with all kinds of strategy and theory to Kato. So I think it's very exciting. But we also learn there is a new power in the house, and it's called the power of the publicist, in which America votes. And whoever wins this can pull themselves off the block for one of the next 2 vetoes. And if this power of the publicist had been available to vote over the last 3 days, I think Ryan would have got it.
I do too.
I think America liked Ryan.
They did. I liked Ryan.
Yeah. I
mean,
I think he's a dum-dum, but I liked him.
Yeah.
And I like to fuck up the game.
Yeah.
I like when America fucks up the game. I think that's fun.
Yeah, but it was a great 2 nights.
So who do you think America votes to get the power of the publicist? Like, who do you think America likes right now?
Tom Green.
I don't know.
Tom Green or Kato. Dude,
really?
No one's gonna. Who do you think it's gonna be?
I don't know. I don't know who's. I mean, I know who I like, but I don't know if
Tamar is up and down. Some nights I like her, some nights I don't because she.
Candy, yeah, in the same episode, she's up and down.
Yes. Candy, I'm not a big fan of at the moment.
Candy's not doing anything.
Ricky, he's just not doing much.
I like Ricky, but I don't think he needs it.
Lolo is crazy, and I like Eva Marie. I like her. I like Tom. I've been actually, honestly, liking, Kato seems to, I like people that play the game. Aside from Kato trying to make TV time, I think that he is trying to play this game of Big Brother, right? Joey's worthless.
Yeah, maybe I'm trying to think who would have. I think Tom would have fun with it.
Yeah, I do too. Tom Green's hilarious. He's entertaining in his own quirky way, and we will see what happens with the power of the publicist Wednesday when Celebrity Big Brother returns. I want to thank everyone so much for listening to us banter about the last 2 episodes, Sunday night and Monday night episode. And, bear with us. Sometimes, when the Royal Rumble happens and Johnny's got his buddies over.
Life just interferes.
Life just interferes, which it can. But we appreciate all your support, and we will see you multiple times this week. Give us a 5-star rating. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your Big Brother friends. We will see you next time on Survivor NSFW.
And don't be afraid to go to patreon.com/SurvivorNSFW.
Cheers.